SBC Media.
Welcome to the iGaming Daily Podcast, analysing the news from the betting and gaming industry all over the globe, supported by Optimove, the #1 CRM marketing solution for the iGaming market.
Prolific. That's probably a perfect word to describe the casino industry in Chile, which is one of the most traditional markets in all of Latin America. However, the country was shocked last week after an accusation involving the top 3 operators in the country, and it's holding its breath while the case develops. A case we will cover in today's iGaming Daily. I am your host for today, Fernando Noodt Molins, senior business journalist for SBC Noticias, and today it's just the two of us, but boy, we can make it if we try. Lucía Gando, editor of SBC Noticias, is joining me today, also known, of course, as the boss. Lu, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm sad I lost the SBC Summit event in Lisbon, but happy to go to Miami this year for the last edition of SBC Summit Latin America as an independent event, as it's turning to SBC Summit Americas, merging with SBC Summit North America event in May. So, well, that's for me.
Yeah, I think I'm very excited for SBC Summit Latin America because we all know it's a great event. We all have a lot of fun, but I may be more excited about the next year's event, which is SBC Summit Americas, which will be massive, absolutely. And I'm sure it will be just as fun, if not more probably, than what we have experienced so far. But let's get back to what competes to us, which is this podcast episode, which wouldn't be possible without our beloved sponsor, Optimove, which is the #1 CRM marketing solution for the iGaming market. And as a special offer, Optimove are offering new clients a free first month when you buy Optimove. For more information and claim the free month, go to optimove.com/SBC. And we will, of course, leave links down in the podcast episode description so you can make the most out of Optimove. So, back to the casino industry in Chile, where Enjoy, Dreams, and Marina del Sol, which are the top 3 land-based casino operators in the country, have been accused of collusion during the licitation of permits for state-owned casinos. These processes have happened in 2020 and 2021, Lu.
Yes, so Chile's National Economic Prosecutor's Office, the FNE, accused Enjoy, Dreams, and Marina del Sol, as you said, the biggest operators in Chile, of manipulating the results of the bidding for municipal casinos. Those are the casinos that are operated by the state, but they give this license for private companies to run.
Yeah, they do these bidding processes for the municipal permits, and these are the top operators in the country, right?
Yeah, the biggest. So yes, the agency filed a complaint with the Free Competition Defense Tribunal for the alleged violation of free competition and causing harm to the state. That's what the FNE said. Well, according to the economic prosecutor, Jorge Grunberg, as we would say in Spanish, the 3 operators allegedly agreed that each one would apply only to renew their own permits without competing for any others they didn't control. In that way, they were assured of being awarded the licenses for 15 years in these licitations. So now the investigation actually was ignited by a report from the Superintendency of Gambling Casinos, la Superintendencia de Casinos de Juego, which is Chile's regulator. They pointed out that the existence of 29 applications for the 12 processes held in 2020, in which there were only 14 offers presented, and just 2 casino licenses were actually contested between different companies.
So to make things straight, like to clarify, there were 12 licenses available for licitation, and 14 companies or 14 societies were pushing to get this. Of course, these societies are built by these operators, like by Enjoy, by Marina del Sol, by Dreams. They have different names, but they are all these companies, and there were 14 of these societies and or these companies, and 12 potential permits. So in these 12 potential permits, there were only competition in 2 of them. So that's extremely curious, if I may say. But yeah, that's what the Chile regulator actually noted and say, hey, something's up here. And after actually investigating this notification or this accusation from the Chilean regulator, the Economic Prosecutor's Office claims to have had access to several chats, like group chats in different phone apps, like chat services, from high-level executives in the 3 operators. So all 3 operators had been in talks between each other to actually make sure they would allegedly, of course, get their permits and assure they would get a permit. That's why it's the Economic Prosecutor's Office is seeking $1 million fines and the actual revocation of these casino permits.
Yes. The FNE accused 5 senior executives of the 3 operators of being responsible for the alleged act, as you said. However, it only requested sanctions for 4 of them, which amount to record-breaking fines of around $151.9 million. Is that correct?
Wow. Yeah, that's about. Like, of course, this figure may change because that fines usually are related to this unit, like tax unit things. This of course may change, may vary, but this is still record-breaking fines. And they are accusing actually Jaime Wilhelm, which is a general manager of Dreams, Henry Comber, chairman of the board of Enjoy, Claudio Fischer, chairman of the board of Dreams, Claudio Tesada, manager of administration and finances of Dreams, and Nicolas Imshenetsky, who is chairman of the board of Marina del Sol. And actually, Imshenetsky is the only one that will not be subject of these fines or to these fines, and he's exempted from them because he actually resorted to a legal figure called delación compensada, which is actually a figure, very specific figure in Chile. That's why I'm saying it in Spanish. But basically what it does is it gives the participant of a collusion scheme the possibility to give evidence, to provide evidence to the economic prosecutor's office and get a benefit for that collaboration. So they have this company, this Marina del Sol, which is actually saying, okay, yes, this actually did happen, but Enjoy and Dreams deny everything, right, Lu?
Yes, we got answers from them, and they both published statements to deny any wrongdoing. Dreams says they reject any accusation that threatens free competition and practices contrary to a healthy development of the industry. And they also noted that during the investigation, they provided all the necessary information to the investigators, but assured that they will use all their means to defense to get the tribunal to dismiss the complaint. As to Enjoy, they also said that it has strict internal standards that govern the bidding process in which it participates, always aligned with established regulations and regulatory frameworks. They criticized the self-accusation by a third party.
Yeah, they didn't actually say it, but we can assume they are talking about Marina del Sol there because of this delación compensada figure that Imshenetsky resorted to.
Totally, yes. And also, like Dreams, They said that they will use all legal mechanisms to defend themselves in a process that has just begun.
Wow, that's a process that had just begun. That's pretty much sums everything up, because this whole situation actually scaled up and will continue to scale. But the Minister of Finance, Nicolás Grau, said that the case is extremely serious. So the government is well aware of what's happening, and they are assessing the situation, closely assessing the situation. And during a recent interview with the Chilean media, actually the Minister of Finance said that he also warned, actually, that the process may not only have the implications that we already mentioned, which are the fines and the potential revocation, of course, of these bidding processes, but it also may even imply criminal consequences afterwards. Once this process is done, if they prove responsibility, they will, of course, pursue probably criminal consequences, again, if this is proven. And he also called the sanctions to be exemplary. Like he says, okay, these need to be big sanctions, because schemes like this damage the institutions. These are the words of Minister of Finance Nicolás Grau, and said that the evidence of the Economic Prosecutor's Office is very compelling. So it's going to be really interesting how this whole thing develops. And like we mentioned before, we are just weeks away from SBC Summit Latin America 2024, and this will probably be in the conversations there in the exhibition floor or in the hallways. We be sure to be there, because I think this will be a very important topic of conversations, even though the main focus really in Chile is online gambling regulation, right, Lu?
Yes. Well, the panel navigating online gambling regulation in Chile during the second main day of the event, October 21st at 2:10 p.m. Eastern Time, will address this and, well, in general, how the state of the industry is right now in Chile.
Yeah, they will have people from the online gaming operators and people from the land-based casino industry. So be sure to be there. SBC Summit Latin America 2024 at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida, between October 29th and the 31st. So we will make sure to keep up to date with everything happening in Chile. But now that's all for today. Thanks very much, Lu. Thank you very much, Anaya McDonald, for producing this episode. And now we will go to our beloved colleagues, Lucía Mouriño and Isadora Marcante from the G2E floor.
SBC Leaders connects the gambling industry's top-tier operators and associations to share the best ideas, collaborate on solving the biggest issues, and push innovation throughout the betting and gaming industry. If you're an operator and want to join the discussion, visit sbcleaders.com for more information.
Hi, Fer. Hi, Lu. Hi, Anaya. We are really tired, but happy to be here again. Hi, Lu.
Do you know why we're tired, Bob?
Oh, yes, I do.
Why?
Jet lag, because we are in Vegas, baby.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. We are here for the G2E event, the main event for like land-based casinos, right?
Well, I mean, it's more the U.S. industry in general, but yes, land-based is very heavy here.
Yeah, it's a very strong presence of land-based companies. But we are happy because we know and we saw and we talked to a lot of people who are interested in going to the Brazilian market, actually, because as everybody knows, the Brazilian market is booming right now. And as much as we have a lot of new rules coming out now and changing a bit the path that the market is taking, is still a hot topic amongst other companies, right, Lu?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like we have, well, you know this very well, and you can talk about it better than me at this point. We have big companies in the US like Caesars, BetMGM, Hard Rock. Again, you can expand on it a little bit after I'm done. But all of these companies that they're aware that there is something going on in Brazil with the land-based industry, and they're already interested in the online. But if it happens, and when I think it's more when it happens, I don't think we have like a right idea of how big the land-based market can be in Brazil. And of course, these companies are as big players in the continent, but like also at a global level because of the revenue numbers that they have. They could land in Brazil and they could be, again, like top 3 operators in the country, even though they're not local. Because if they partner with local companies for the online, obviously, I think it is very possible that they can do the same for the land-based.
No, definitely. I will take the risk here and say that my feeling, I have a feeling that land-based could be bigger than online, to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that, I think it could be in the future because, well, we have the internet since the 90s. Like access to internet.
Well,
not easily,
I
but
think so.
Yeah.
I'm Argentina, so like more for me, it's the 2000s for sure.
Yeah, I think like late 90s because I remember I was like 7 and I could like access some websites.
Yeah.
Like especially like the one that from Chilindrina website to paint Chilindrina from El Chavo del Ocho. So I believe that land-based could be bigger because since 1946, land-based casinos are forbidden. And they never stopped existing. They were always there, but hidden right now. They are not like in plain sight. Nobody knows, like the society doesn't know exactly where they are, but they are there and people get there and people play a lot. And there's like so many people inside those places. It's unbelievable. So I believe that land-based in the future could become bigger than online because the online exists a lot for a long time right now. And it was never illegal and never legal as well. It was in the limbo. And it boomed, but I believe that the regulated land-based ones could be bigger, like especially with Caesars and MGM partnering it up with Brazilian companies to launch online companies. Like Lu said, they could do the same for the land-based, and it would go insane actually, like to see the growth of this market in Brazil.
I know we talked about the North American companies, but I'm actually very interested in knowing what Latin American companies like Enjoy would do. Because we know that Enjoy has a big presence in other Latin countries like Chile, Argentina, Uruguay. And they actually launched Enjoy in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken, last year in 2023. And that was like their big Brazilian online project. But what happens if the bill, like if everything gets approved and Brazil has a land-based industry? What is Enjoy going to do? Are they open to just doing their own thing? Are they open to partnering with an international company? I think like that is one of the biggest ones in Latin that the big international companies could focus on to have operations in Brazil. I don't know, like if you ask me, like, and you didn't, but if you ask me, which Latin companies could be big in Brazil in the land-based sector, like the first one that comes to my mind is Enjoy. Yeah. So who knows? But it would be really interesting.
Yeah. And people are very excited actually for that. It's really nice to hear. They don't know what's going to happen, but they're very excited to see what's going to happen and to wait for it, especially right now that the municipal elections are almost ending. Like some cities, we're going to have like the second phase of the elections. But after that, they promised that they will vote the bill that legalized land-based casinos in Brazil. So in the Senate. And Lula, our president, already said that we'll sign off the bill, turning into a law as soon as the Congress approves it. So yeah, fingers crossed. We're very excited. We're very tired. So yeah, but that's it.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to today's iGaming Daily podcast, supported by Optimove, the #1 CRM marketing solution for the iGaming market. If you want to find out more about some of the subjects raised today, feel free to explore any of the sites in the SBC News network or check out the latest edition of the SBC Leaders magazine. Happy reading.